Paltrocast.
Thank you all for speaking with me. Questions for you all. McKenna, I'll start with a two-parter. First, how are you? And second, what percentage of people don't realize that you don't have tattoos on your head?
Well, a very low percentage because people who have known me for years have since come up and asked me, like, I had no idea that you had a tattoo under there. And I was like, no. That's not how it is. I have gotten some real tattoos since starting the show.
Sure.
I was not a tattoo person before season 1, and it's the fake ones have really given me like a taste for them. So I don't have a head tattoo yet, but maybe one day.
Your background is fascinating with the theater world and all that kind of stuff. So we'll come back to that. We'll throw it to Chris for a second. Chris, are you the only cast member of the Tulsa King who's not faking the New York accent or Brooklyn accent?
No, that's pretty much my accent. I could speak without it if I have to, but as you hear right now, this is how I talk.
Of course. Big fan of your work prior to landing this show. But how long did you keep it a secret for that you'd landed the Tulsa King role?
I really wasn't a secret. When I got it, I didn't keep it a secret. I was really happy about it. And, no secret there. Nothing to keep a secret about. I mean, of course, until I had a signed deal, I didn't say anything. But as soon as everything was in place,
The embargo lifted and then the world knew.
Oh, yeah, sure. The world knew. Change the world.
Exactly. Now, Mike loved you in the Netflix series, and Al Snow is fantastic and all that. Now, how many names do you go by at this point? Because there's Mike, Michael, Cashflow, Bigfoot. Am I missing any names here?
No, my monogram looks like an eye chart. I get it. No, you're not missing anything. They're all there. Most of my guys, they'll call me Cash. On the show, it's Bigfoot, or I'll break you in half. What can I say?
Well, I think your casting is very significant because Sylvester Stallone casted a little-known wrestler named Hulk Hogan in the Rocky series and all that. So where my question goes is, did you audition with them knowing you were a wrestler? Was that part of the consideration?
Yeah, that was part of the consideration. And I think why it was casted was because of the wrestlers show. So not only did he cast Hulk Hogan, he also casted Terry Funk, way
Over the top.
to that.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't over the top. You go back to the late 70s where he casted Terry Funk in the one movie where he plays where he's arm wrestling. I can't think of the name of it, but
Over the Top.
No, it's from the 70s. Over the Top was from the 80s and 90s.
Stallone did two arm wrestling movies?
Well, it wasn't an arm wrestling movie, but there's a scene on it where Terry Funk's arm wrestling. He blows snot everywhere. It's amazing. We've had those conversations on set. Me and Sylvester Sly has. So
I've got homework to do. That's what I'm learning. McKenna, again, thank you for doing this. Is there a big challenge for you to do a role that's so drastically different from your background?
At first I was definitely, this is my first role, essentially, outside of theater. I'd done a little bit of off-Broadway coming out of school. So I, in general, was just kind of scared to be on set and with such iconic actors and creators, and but truly we are a family on set, and I felt that from day one. And everyone has been, it's been like the best place to learn, develop my skills, learn how, like, the difference between acting on stage and acting on screen. I've learned it all on Tulsa King, for sure.
Chris, you're seconding that notion?
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially the part about us being family. We got really close really quick. And we, yeah, absolutely.
Well, my follow-up to that is, what's the catering like on Tulsa King?
It's too good.
It's
Mike,
too good.
Right? Me and Mike got to stay away from it a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, Chris, try not to bust my chops too much.
Hey,
Oh,
you
so-
all,
Hot dog eating contest. Did you guys see the hot dog eating contest?
I did.
That was amazing. They always host, it was the second year, I guess, which I didn't see the first year, but it was a huge deal. And like a ton of people participated, and there were like, you had sponsors for who was eating. And I think the guy who won ate like maybe like 10 hot dogs in
Oh,
3
no,
minutes or something. Like, it was crazy. They were dipping them in water. It was
oh,
awesome.
yeah, no, that's gross.
It was gross.
They tried to get me to do it, McKenna, and I had to turn it down because otherwise I
Yeah.
it-
I don't
it-
think
it-
I was
No.
there. I don't think I was at the contest.
Next year.
Goals for
Next
next
year.
year.
Yeah, exactly.
And my last question for you all, I love the city of Tulsa. I had the pleasure of going there, I think in 2018, and seeing how advanced it is. It's kind of like the Austin, Texas of Oklahoma in some ways. I'm curious if each of you have a favorite restaurant when you're not dealing with catering or craft services over there.
I'm all craft services. That's just me.
Well, the studio was in OKC, actually, and we went to Tulsa for locations. But in OKC, there was a great steakhouse called Mahogany that
That's what I was gonna say
we
too.
went to, and that was like literally across the street from the studio. So great steakhouse. Yeah, that was my favorite.
So is Norman, Oklahoma also on the agenda, or it's all OKC and Tulsa and that's that?
Well, there was different locations. Once you left, the studio was in OKC. It was a big, Hollywood-sized studio with,
Wow.
everything we could imagine. And in fact, Scorsese shot at that studio. Guys, what's the name of that studio? Surf Prairie Surf. And they shot Flower Moon there prior to us getting in. Um, uh, So, that was the studio, and then the different locations. There was many locations. We'd go out on location and shoot, wherever we had to. Norman, I don't remember. Could have been there. I just, we were at so many places. I just don't remember.
And then, Mike, I feel so bad about the Stallone movie confusion and insulting and interrupting and all
Paradise
that.
Alley.
So Paradise Alley. Okay, I've got homework to do. My last question for you is: had you wrestled much in Oklahoma?
No, but I have done some meet and greets. I have wrestled once or twice, but I have done some meet and greets around that area. And I actually had a couple to do after we had filmed the first season, but I didn't do a whole lot. It was either West Coast, Pacific Northwest, or kind of like the Central Southwest. But I didn't do a whole lot of wrestling in Oklahoma. Maybe a date or two.
Got it. Well, thank you all for your time. Love this new season and looking forward to what's to come from everybody, Tulsa King and beyond.
Thank you.
Thanks, Darren.
Thank you, Darren.
Paltrocast.